I know that during the ninja war you were excited when Kabuto lifted the coffins of Edo Tensei. But of all the ninjas he revived, which of them were the strongest? If you were curious, stay until the end because in today's video I'll show you the strongest ninjas revived by Edo Tensei. Welcome to the Nerdficando channel, and well, the Edo Tensei was a jutsu created by the second Hokage and later dominated by Orochimaru and Kabuto. When one is resurrected by Edo Tensei, he becomes no longer in pain or sickness and also regenerates from any blows except to the blows of the Gudodama. In addition, the being that is revived can have infinite energy, meaning that he can spend the whole day fighting and still not wear out. However, there is a price to pay for this. When a ninja is revived, he can't access 100% of his power when he was alive. But like it or not, Edo Tensei makes ninjas very appealing. With this, we can be sure that without the Edo Tensei, the war would be much easier for the Ninja Alliance. So, let's see which were the most powerful ninjas revived by Edo Tensei. Hashirama Senju. And starting the list with the strongest, we have Hashirama Senju, who was the founder of the Hidden Leaf Village, and in his time he was considered the god shinobi due to all his strength. He was revived by Orochimaru already at the end of the Ninja War, in order to have a serious talk with Sasuke about what a village is. And Hashirama's power was so great that Orochimaru himself mentioned that it could get out of his control at any time. This is something so incredible that not even Nagato himself or the other Kage had the ability to do. Although in the end he lost to Madara, he still managed to fight on equal terms against him who was in possession of the Rinnegan, something that gives Madara much more power. Tobirama Senju. Tobirama was resurrected along with Hashirama by Orochimaru. In his living days, Tobirama was so strong that at one time he managed to defeat Izuna Uchiha, who possessed a Mangekyo Sharingan. Furthermore, Tobirama was a genius in his time, for during his lifetime he created several very powerful jutsus such as the Hiraishin, Shadow Clones and Edo Tensei himself. As soon as he was resurrected, Tobirama got angry with Sasuke when he said he would destroy Konoha, and at this moment he scares everyone there just by showing the power of his chakra. Already during the battle in the Ninja War, Tobirama was of great use in helping in the fight against Obito in Jubi mode, who at that moment was one of the strongest people in the world. Hiruzen Sarutobi. Moving on now to old Sarutobi, who was revived by the person who had killed him. But anyway, the big reason that Hiruzen was revived was so that Sasuke would understand how he could let Itachi do what he did. Poor Sasuke, after he found out the truth about Itachi, he was a bit possessed. But anyway, Hiruzen when he was resurrected by Edo Tensei came close to the power he had when he was young, even because since he was a reincarnation, he wouldn't have to worry about his age anymore. During the Ninja War battle, Hiruzen showed why he was one of the strongest ninjas of his time when he clashed with the jutsu of the Thousand Hands that was being used by Tobi. And it is worth noting that even the fourth Raikage was not being able to dodge the blows of the Thousand Hands. Minato Namikaze. Minato was without a doubt one of the most amazing ninjas in history. When he was alive, he literally was the protagonist of the Third Ninja War, something that earned him the title Yellow Lightning due to his speed. And even better is that when he was resurrected, Minato came with new powers, because in the battle of the Ninja War he showed his Sage mode, which although not as good as Naruto's, was still a mode that made him much faster and stronger. Also, Minato showed full control of Kurama mode, which he didn't have when he was alive. With this he could reach a power level very close to Naruto's when he was in his Kurama mode. Madara Uchiha. Since I've talked about all the old Hokages, it's time to talk about the guy who wanted to be Hokage but couldn't because he was an Uchiha. Degree. But even if he wasn't a Hokage, that doesn't mean he was weak. In fact, Madara was a complete monster. After being revived by Kabuto, Madara already arrived with both feet in the door when he single-handedly defeated thousands of extras at once. An interesting thing about Madara's Edo Tensei is that Kabuto himself mentioned that he had made some modifications so that Madara would be reincarnated at his peak of power and with a Rinnegan on top of that. With this, without a doubt Madara was the strongest Edo Tensei of all. Gold and Silver Brothers. I'm going to talk about the brothers Kinkaku and Ginkaku right away in the same topic because they are those inseparable brothers. Despite not being that famous, the two brothers were responsible for defeating Tobirama himself, who was a legend among the shinobis. In addition, the two managed the incredible feat of surviving for 2 weeks inside the nine-tailed fox. What's more, they spent those 2 weeks feeding on the fox's flesh, so they acquired some of the fox's chakra and were able to use the Kyubi chakra cloak. And they also had possession of two very powerful weapons used by the Six-Path Sage himself. So with all this, we conclude that they deserve to be on the list of the most powerful Edo Tensei of all. Hanzo. Hanzi OH. Hanzo is also not a ninja with much media about him, but we can't forget that during the Second Ninja War he alone managed to defeat the 3 legendary Sannin. It is likely that they were not at the peak of their power, but still it is quite an accomplishment to beat the 3 Sannin. The only person who managed to kill Hanzo was Pain, and to achieve this, Pain still took all 6 paths to finish the fight. And this was such a remarkable feat that even Jiraiya himself was surprised when he found out that someone had killed Hanzo. Already when he was revived, Hanzo showed himself to be so strong that he was able to get out of Kabuto's control and have some control of his body. So with all these accomplishments, Hanzo at the very least has to be among the 3rd Raikage. Shadow of a doubt, the 3rd Raikage was one of the most respected ninjas throughout the Cloud Village. For during the Third War, that alone was able to fight 10,000 shinobi at the same time. Moreover, he was able to fight on equal terms against the 8-tailed beast, which is one of the strongest bijus of all. And since he was a lightning-style ninja, Raikage was able to combine the lightning in his body so that he reached an astonishing level of speed. And when he was revived by Edo Tensei, the 3rd one proved so powerful that none of the ninjas there could handle him. And even though the Edo Tensei made him a little weaker, it was still necessary for Naruto in Sage Mode to go to confront him. Itachi Uchiha. And moving on to one of the most powerful reincarnations, we have Itachi, which without a doubt was the reincarnation that saved the world when it undid all the Edo Tensei made by Kabuto. We know that the Edo Tensei leaves the revived with less power than when he was alive, but in the case of Itachi, he was revived with much more power than when he was alive, because as a reincarnation, Itachi no longer had to worry about his illness nor limit the powers of his Mangekyo Sharingan. So being so, he could use Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, Susanoo and various other techniques without even worrying. Nagato Uzumaki. And of course Nagato couldn't be missing in this list, because guys, when Nagato was revived he had an absurd power. Since he was a reincarnation, Nagato didn't need to divide his power in 6 bodies. And on top of that, he could use Rinnegan's powers at will, without even worrying about wearing out. Nagato at this point was so powerful that it was necessary to gather Itachi, Naruto, and Beat to defeat him. And that's not surprising, right, because Nagato could use the power of all 6 paths, that is, he could suck chakra, ninjutsu, use Shinra Tensei and make super powerful invocations at the same time. Really, it's very appealing. Now the most powerful reincarnation of all Edo Tensei are those who leave the like on the video, but if you subscribe and activate the notifications you will achieve a supreme power. Not even Madara could defeat you, and this power is the power to receive all the videos here on the channel. There are 2 interesting videos on the screen, watch them and you'll enjoy them a lot. See you in the next video.